welcome back to my page. I am the Reflective Perspective Oracle. Today we're doing a pick a card, just general messages and advice from Spirit. So we have 3 piles to choose from. Timestamps are in the description box. So let's get started with pile number 1. Okay, pile number 1. It looks as though you've been going through some sort of mental, physical, or emotional pain. Okay, so something has happened that has got you kind of in a, you're not feeling so great kind of place, right? And I feel the reason as to why this could have possibly happened, or the reason why you're feeling this way, is because you had a big attachment to an outcome that possibly didn't turn out the way in which you thought it would go. Okay, so that means that, maybe you started dating someone new, or you had tried to manifest a certain outcome with whatever it could be, like a job, a friendship, something, right? You laid out a path in your mind and you thought, okay, this is going to go like this, like X, Y, and Z, but it didn't turn out that way. Okay, or it's not seeming as though it's going to turn out that way. But here's the deal. I feel like because you've experienced this, you're going through this pain here. And it's kind of got you in this mindset of like, okay, I feel like this has happened to me before. I feel like I'm done with this. I'm saying that it's brought you to a place of realization, okay? And you're really wanting to remedy that and to do what it takes in order to make yourself feel better, to heal from this, to really look within and ask yourself why it is that you always feel like you do this, right? These attachments to these outcomes of how things should play out or how you want them to play out, that kind of thing, right? But you've got this, okay? So that's telling me that this is your self-realization moment. Now, this probably happened so that you could become aware of this pattern, right? And then you're being asked to more approach things from a place of, joy and balance, okay? Because we've got hair straight back here, and this talks about approaching something full steam ahead. But full steam ahead from a place of joy and balance. So what Spirit's asking here, pile 1, is that now that you kind of burned your hand on the stove, metaphorically speaking, you've now learned this lesson, okay? And this lesson is, absolutely go ahead and manifest, but just release the attachment to the outcome of how that's going to look, how it's going to play out, right? Know that things are better aligned for you when you stay open, you keep your heart open to however things might play out, knowing that, maybe you do engage with a new person into a relationship, but you just watch and let it play out instead of like putting the boots on that person, like they're my husband or they're my wife, like you just let it play out. You approach the situation more from joy and balance. Maybe you're starting a new job and you think to yourself like, this is it. This is the one I'm going to be at for the rest of my life. And it doesn't play out like that. Know that every single time a situation is given to you, like it could or it couldn't be the one, right? But you've got to have an open mind and an open heart about it. And you've just got to approach it from a place of joy and balance, right? Knowing that anything and everything, like what is yours will be yours. And it will not pass you by, right? So just approaching it from a place of lightheartedness, joy, balance, but full steam ahead, like no fears about it, right? Not being preoccupied by like, is this going to work out? Is it going to work? Like, is or isn't it going to work out? That kind of thing. And I think Spirit's really coming through to say here, like, look, pile 1, you've got this. You can do this. You can really grasp this concept so that it doesn't leave you feeling so sad and broken again, right? Like this is something that you're ready to, this pattern is something you're ready to let go of. And you are now more poised to be more confident in your own, like confident in your own body. Like you feel good in your own skin. You don't really worry about what the outcome is. You just approach things from a place of joy and love and balance. And you know that regardless what is meant to be yours will be, and then you just approach life from that angle, and things just seem to come and go as they do, but you're not so attached to the outcome, and it won't hurt as much when something doesn't work out. You'll just realize that it was more meant to be on your path, and that you were meant to experience it, probably pick up some tools from that experience, and then move on quite happily, knowing that, again, what is meant for you will not pass you by. So I hope that resonated for you, pile number 1. All right, pile number 2. I feel as though you've been trying to make a decision about something. I say that because we have son of a bitch, and this talks about looking at something far too closely, okay, and needing to take a step back in order to be able to see the big picture, okay? And because you've been looking at it too closely, it's confusing you. And it's got you in this place of stagnancy, wondering, what does this all mean? There's a lot of spinning thoughts, spiraling thoughts, lots of things going through your mind. You don't really quite know what direction to take, and because of that, you feel very stuck and stagnant, okay? But the advice here from Spirit is saying, again, first and foremost, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And I'm hearing in my mind, like, what is the most important to you? As if to say, if you're confused about something, take it to the very basics, write it down if you need to, take it to the very basics, go back to the beginning. What is it that you want, right? And then whatever it is that you want, without adding in other people's opinions or outcomes or, what anybody else will say or think about this, or what are the long-term effects, that kind of thing. Just what is it you want? What does your heart want, right? Go back to the basics on that, and then make a choice from there. Once you've taken a step back and looked at the bigger picture, because we've got Go to the Conference. Now, Go to the Conference speaks about, pursuing the course of action in question. You're being what's the word I want? You're being told to do that. You're being set. It's a card that says, like, please pursue the course of action in question. You know what you've got to do, so go do it. I'm also being drawn to, once again, what does it all mean, Basil? It talks about being in this state of confusion, but kind of finding the gratitude or the silver lining within that, knowing that whenever we are kind of stuck in a stagnant place, that we're actually learning something. We're learning patience, we're learning understanding, we're learning that that we have choices, right? And not to take ourselves so seriously, that we need to have a little laugh at ourselves, because sometimes we just take things so seriously that we get we look so closely at something, and it's just driving us mad, you see. And then of course we've got I've Seen It, and I've Seen It talks about you've seen the signs and the synchronicities, and you know what's up. Like you've seen it. Your eyes are wide open about this. Your soul knows. If your mind doesn't know, your soul knows. Okay, so that's why you're being asked to take a step back and find the gratitude. Don't take yourself so seriously about this, and go back to basics on this. Whatever it was that initially started you down this path, okay, you're being asked to go back to that. Stop letting your mind get so convoluted with all these, too many. I'm just seeing all these different images, and it's like too many pieces of the puzzle, or like you're including too much stuff. You got to look at the bigger picture, and whatever the bigger picture was, i.e. the basics, the reason as to why you began this, whatever this is for you, you're being asked to look at that and then go towards it without hesitation, right? It's literally saying, you know what you've got to do, so do it, and you've seen it. Your eyes are wide open about it, okay? So don't be so hard on yourself, pile 2, because, and try not to take yourself so seriously, right? I mean, I just heard in my head, we're here for a good time, not a long time, right? So, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. This can be frustrating energy, but again, try to find the gratitude, look at the bigger picture, which is the basic reason as to why you began with this person, place, or situation. You know what you got to do, so go do it. And listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. It knows. Your soul knows. Okay? So I hope that resonated for you, pile number 2. All right, pile number 3. There is a certain situation going on with you, and I feel as though it's with you and another person, whether that be a boss, a romantic relationship, a friend, a family member that is totally just apply to your life kind of thing. But whatever the situation is, you're feeling as though you could possibly be settling. You're settling for what they want. You're settling for what you think others want you to do. You're settling. You're just settling in general. It's as if to say you're settling from a place of fear, you know? So, because the card is called At Least It's Not As Bad As Last Time. And so what does that mean to you? That means, well, it means to us that, you know, you're comparing the situation you are in now to a past situation that was worse. So you're saying to yourself, well, you know, at least it's not as bad as last time, so I guess I'll just stay here, right? But this card also talks about staying in a place of uncomfortability that is familiar, because the familiarity of the uncomfortability that you're in right now is more comfortable than the unknown of moving forward into that uncomfortable feeling of not knowing what's coming or not knowing what could be. But because we have the next card here, this is your intuition saying, hey, we know, and we know it's time to move on, right? This is your intuition. Like, this is a direct confirmation from your intuition saying, no, we know it's time to move on. And I think that you're being asked to, whatever it is that you're moving on to, just understanding that whatever it is that you were in, this uncomfortable situation, it doesn't mean that you need to have, you know, attachments to it where you feel angry towards whatever this was, whether it was a person, place, a job, a mindset. You have to understand that anything and everything is given to us as an opportunity to recognize that, you know, it was given to us to show us what we want instead of what we don't, or what we've grown into instead of what we're coming out of, that kind of thing. It's all for your growth, right? So even if it was a relationship, there's no need to hold on to the baggage of that. It's like drinking poison, right? Like, it's not going to do you any good. It just, you're saying, oh, okay, here, you know, I was with this person for a reason. It showed me that, you know, it's time to move on. I've leveled up. I've moved on. I've matured. I've changed. We've grown apart. It's okay, you know, but we taught each other some things. And again, apply to your life. It could be person, place, situation, mindset. This thing taught me something. This person taught me something. I taught them something. It leveled me up into where I am now, which is seeing what I want instead of what I don't, right? This settling, it's very uncomfortable to settle, right? I mean, you can convince yourself all damn day that you're good there, but are you? Right? I mean, it's not fun to sit in the uncomfortability of something, you know, even though it is familiar, right? And then we've got, what are your goals? So you're being asked to just focus, and look at, okay, are the actions I'm taking in alignment with my goals? Is everything I'm doing lining me up to get to the next level, right? To get to this next thing. And if you are staying and settling, then that's not allowing you to line yourself up with your actions and your goals to get to the next relationship, the next level, the next mindset, the next job, the next version of you, right? Because that's important. So pile 3, you know, I feel like I hear the word surrender. Surrender to your intuition. It knows it's time to move on. It knows it's time to let go of any hurt or baggage from this last person, place, or situation. It knows it's time to move on from this attitude of, I'm just going to settle here because at least it was better than last time. And you're just being asked to really step into your power by looking at your goals. Are your actions in alignment to what it is that you want? And if they aren't, then evaluate that. But if they are, great, move on, right? So good for you, pile 3. I know that's some difficult energy to navigate, but I think that you've got this. So especially because your intuition tells me so. So I hope that resonated for you. Pile number 3.